Mrs. William, hopefully your favorite videographer. We are here at the Dallas Area Rapid Transit Board meeting, the agency known as DART to Dallas, Texas residents. As a service to the Dallas community, we plan to cover DART board meetings from gavel to gavel. Public comments are required to keep DART board aware of issues close to the ridership that they may not get through other resources.
Okay, good evening. It is now 6:34 p.m. and we will begin our DART board directors meeting. We appreciate everyone coming out this evening. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from our January 12th meeting. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Okay, well, a motion and a second, no changes, so the minutes will stand as written. The next item on the agenda is the CAC report from the January 21st meeting. So, Ms. Silver, are you going to present us with the report tonight?
Yes, I am. This will be my last report as chair.
Okay, before you get started, I do want to let you know how much we appreciate your service and announce to everyone else that this is Ms. Silver's last report that she will be giving unless she has to come in to fill in for someone. And you will be introducing the new committee chair?
I will.
Okay, and you will get to meet him soon after her report. Thank you, Ms. Silver.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm here to report to you about the Citizens Advisory Committee meeting of January 21st of this year. Tim Newby, DART's Vice President of Transportation, provided our committee with an overview of the new 2-day bus operator training class that will be rolled out later this year. Since we are an advisory committee and many of us routinely ride DART buses, we are pleased that Mr. Newby is asking for our feedback and recommendations regarding what material this training class should include. Mr. Newby has asked that we respond to him with our ideas prior to our February meeting, if possible. As we normally do at our January meeting, we brainstormed to determine what topics we would like to address during the coming year. Among the topics recommended were high-speed rail, the progress of the Cotton Belt, clarification of whether DART police or municipal police respond to specific DART issues, amenities such as bus shelters, TRE operating hours, the first and last mile through Uber and Lyft, fare payment systems, an update on bus system improvements, and DART's 2040 system plan update. Requested field trips were observing the progress of the Blue Line extension at the UNT Dallas station, and also riding buses in the southern sector to see firsthand what the safety and security issues are in that area. We conducted our officer elections. The maximum time that each officer can serve is 2 consecutive years, and therefore I must step down as chair at this time. For 2016, our chair will be Madan Goyal, vice chair will be Harold Johnson, and Kay Schecht has been re-elected as secretary. Our next meeting will be on Thursday, February 18th at 6 p.m. in Conference Room 1C, and Tim Newby will go into further detail about the operator training program. We will discuss the comments that we will have submitted, and Mr. Newby will accept additional recommendations. All DART members are invited to join us. And by the way, this is Madan Goyal right here. He's our new chair. Thank you very much.
Along with you, we really appreciate Ms. Silver's work on the committee. You know, like she said, it's a 2-year term in our bylaws, and if that wasn't the case, she probably would have been there for life. But I accept, I've been on the CAC for many years, and I accepted this, assignment based on the idea that we would really want to get back to the basic. We went back to the bylaws and to see why we even exist. The board has advisors, they have attorneys, they have auditors, and if we are the community's eyes and ears, and advisors to the board that we need to be their advisors. That's what we need to be thinking. So starting this year, we're going to have committees which will cover the areas that have come across the CAC very often. Amenities, communications, diversity, safety, security, and bylaws. So the committees will come to the monthly meeting with their reports, and then we won't have to be discussing everything at the whole CAC. This way, hopefully, we'll be more efficient. And we have established 3 levels of advice for you. The lowest level is observation, something we see that you should be aware of. The middle level is recommendation that the CAC feels board needs to be. And the highest is resolution, where the CAC really feels very strongly that they prepare a resolution to bring to you. So you'll have 3 levels of advice from CAC, and then just like all your other advisors, it's up to you what you do with it. If an attorney tells you something, it's up to you to either accept it or reject it or do whatever. So hopefully you'll pay attention to what the advisories come from our CAC. And because we're going to have the committees, so we have on the agenda at our next meeting to change the name of Citizens Advisory Committees to Citizens Advisory Council, so that we can have committees rather than a committee and subcommittees. So hopefully that'll pass at our next meeting. So what I've mentioned, I have it in writing, and I'll pass this to all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Goodall.
Questions, please go ahead.
We appreciate you, and we can tell it's going to be a good year coming forward with you.
Well,
thank you very much.
Because the bylaw says it's a two-way.
Yes, it is.
That assist in informing the public about the decisions and policies established by the DART board. So my last ending will always be, what can I take back to the committee and to the community? So be happy anytime.
Thank you very much. Okay, the next item on the agenda is public comments, and public comments will be allowed at the beginning of each DART board meeting for a total of 30 minutes, and again at the end of the meeting when the 30-minute period does not accommodate all persons who are signed up to speak. Individuals who have addressed the board in the past 30 days will be recognized to speak during the public comment period at the end of the meeting. During the public comment period, board members may not interact with the speakers or other board members by asking questions or offering their own comments. Members of the public are reminded that their behavior during DART board meetings is governed by the DART Board Code of Conduct for citizens, news media, and visitors. Personal attacks, impertinent or slanderous remarks, and boisterous conduct will not be allowed. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the board. The green light on the podium will indicate when you can begin speaking, the yellow light indicates you have 1 minute remaining, and the red light indicates that your time has expired. Our first speaker this evening is Linzel McAllister.
My complaint is this: why is the handicap can ride the bus free, but I gotta pay? I done seen this over and over 6 days a week when I ride the bus. The handicap gets on the bus, roll past the bus driver just locks him down and takes off. But if I get on the bus and don't pay, I either get a ticket or get arrested, or I can't even ride the bus. Why the handicap can get on the bus and the driver just buckle them down and everything? What can y'all explain that to me? They don't even pay fare or nothing. They just roll past the bus driver and the bus driver just buckles them down. Yes, ma'am.
I'd like for you to visit with Mr. Doug Douglas and Mr. Tim Newby, and they can help address your concern.
Who are they?
They're raising their hands. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Our next speaker this evening is Kim Lathier. this meeting till a couple hours ago when I was buying my yearly the handicap pass, or reduced fare pass, whatever. So I'm not really prepared, but I have been riding DART for like 5 years and sometimes go 35 buses and trains in a week. I have no transportation other than that. I have a lot of emotional issues about DART, but I use it and I'm glad it's here. But there's two things I don't understand. If you're on a bus and you're having trouble with a driver, and there are certain drivers that have certain issues with certain people, and they, have, great drivers, but there's a few that, yes. Sorry. There needs to be a 24-hour number where you get a person, you all can afford this, to get a person on the phone and say, this driver is doing this now. It's not illegal, it's not a police issue, but y'all are big enough to have a phone that a person answers and says, this driver is doing this right now, whether it's speeding, whether it's talking rudely to a person, acting inappropriately, where they can get on the camera and look and handle it and not say, call back on Monday. People don't call back on Monday. People don't call over the weekends. People get tired of trying to call after hours on the weekend. Something happens at Friday at 5 o'clock. You don't get any response. Not many people are going to call Monday morning with a problem they had on Friday. And these drivers know on the weekends that they can do what they want at nights and weekends, and people don't get reported. I mean, there should be someone who can handle an issue, look at a camera, do something immediately when drivers are acting inappropriately. The other issue is I was getting off a DART train right underneath the convention center about a year ago. And I just stepped off the DART platform right underneath the convention center. And it was before y'all the convention center put out the new lights and made it decent and pretty down there and lit. It was back in, a year ago, there was no lights. People were hiding out behind little places there, and I was mugged. And that's why I got my injury that doesn't heal. So I now, as luck would have it, have to work there. And now I have a job at the convention center where I have to go to that same place every day. And I don't understand, with all of your resources, how when a stop is not lit, very dark, people sleep there all night. So I get off at 11 o'clock, people are camped out with all their belongings, sleeping, and I feel sorry for them. How come there is not a security in a dark area underneath the convention center where we have people coming from out of town? We want it to be safe. We want it to be a place of security. And all these right now the bigger people are there. And we have all the money in the world to get one security, two securities there, 24/7 when the DART's running, and make people feel safe. There was not a DART person, people there to report this to. I had to call the city cops, and they had to come and solve the issue. There's homeless shelter right there. They run behind the DART station where there's a railroad, there's rocks, and there's a track, and no police cars can get back there. Police on foot don't go back there. Police on cars don't go back there. Police on bicycles can't get back there. But the people who mug you run back there. And when I went back there, I found wallets and all this stuff right behind the DART train. Police don't go back there. The people that are, something bad's in their mind, they're going to know where to go. And that's a place where we want the city to bring all their money and all their dollars and have conventions. And it is not safe. Just like the Forest Lane station, just like other places. I mean, there should be a DART cop at every station where there's been issues, which is probably most. And y'all can afford that. I would appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Lamphere. While you're here, I'd like for you to visit with Deputy Chief Addison and Maurice Bell, and they're right over here. Okay. Oh, well, they're on each side. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. The next item on the agenda is item number 4, which comes from the Operations, Safety, and Security Committee, Mr. Carazales.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item number 4 is a contract award for miscellaneous parts and bus and facility stock items that came to the Operations, Safety, and Security Committee. It was voted unanimously for the Committee of the Whole, and it's moved forward for final approval tonight. I would ask that it be finally approved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for item number 4. All in favor, say aye. Anyone opposes? Okay, the motion passes unanimously. The next item, number 5, came from the Planning Committee, and that's Ms. Dunlap Gates.
Yes, Madam Chair. I'm on. Agenda item number 5 is a call for public hearing on late 2016 service modifications, i.e. 2016 service modifications that are expected to be implemented later in the 2016 year. This item has been approved at the Planning Committee, Committee of the Whole, and I move its approval this evening.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor for item number 5, say yes.
Yes.
Anyone opposes? Okay, the item passes unanimously. The next item is item number 6, which comes from the Administrative Committee, and that's Dr. Christian.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, this is for approval of settlement agreement in cause number 236-226246-07 agent system versus Fort Worth Transportation Authority and Dallas Area Rapid Transit Authority. It was approved unanimously in the Committee of the Whole. I move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposes? Okay, that item passes unanimously. That completes our action items this evening. Did we have anyone else who would like to speak publicly? Okay, at this time, it is now 6:50 p.m. and the meeting stands adjourned.
Ms. William, hopefully your favorite videographer. We love comments. If you don't like the way Dart is handling things, lay it out for everyone to see. If you like or hate this video, tell us. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, tell us. We even love it when you call. Better yet, like or follow us on Facebook or subscribe to us on YouTube and get instant notices of all our videos the moment they are posted.